Okay, that was weird. Hello, welcome, and let's have a look what's going on here. What we've come across is a fortress of the Brotherhood of Steel, way out here in the Nuka World zone of Fallout 4. McCready's looking sharp there in a suit of armour. Let's go have a look. What do we have over here? So, the Nuka World Red Rocket is hidden under there, and it's just offside of the Nuka World factory where they make the Nuka Cola. Okay, or where they used to make Nuka Cola prior to the nuclear war. And so this has been souped up, and the Brotherhood of Steel have built themselves a bit of an outpost here in the northern parts of the Massachusetts Commonwealth. Let's have a look up here in this mini bunker. Somebody's got a nice room laid out. Okay, and up to the second floor, storage, mini kitchen, and up here to the roof.
Don't much care for good neighbor. That place is nothing but trouble.
Yeah, it's not worth
you
going
ain't one
there.
of them synths here to spy on me.
No, I'm actually just having a look around the place. Don't worry about me. So, auto guns here, heavy laser, and there's that town whose name completely escapes me right now. McCready seems to be just chilling down there. So you've got a good view up here on this watchtower. But there's something else.
You ain't been up to see Grey Garden. You should go.
It's quite
That
a
place
nice...
is run by robots.
Thank you. Yes, Grey Garden, it's lovely. There's a bit of a watchtower over there, and quite a large fortified construction, and another tower. Let's go and have a look at that one. So, I didn't really know what to do over here. There's not a lot of places you can build. In fact, this is the only one I'm aware of in the Nuka World extension. So I thought, what's worth building out here? And of course there's no Brotherhood of Steel outpost, so let's give them one, it occurred to me. And that's what I've built for them. So up here they have the only open source of water, which was this tiny puddle. So they've built the water purifier here, and one of their 3 major power generators. The other 2 are in the bottom of the tower we've just come from, but they're concreted in under the floor against damage, so they're quite safe and secure under there. And I've used some of the scaffolding inside the tower because it's a good way of you can't build stairways as tight as this with any other material, so I thought the scaffolding was a good way to do it. And it kind of meshes with the floor in an annoying way, but it works. So as you can see, there's the Cobra roller coaster in the background there, over on the theme park, and there's a tree house just there in the tree. You can just about make it out. Let's see if I can give you a good close view here. There you go. It looks much more rough and open from here than it does when you're in there. There's actually walls on that second story. Interestingly, when you're there, if we go over to that tree house and look this way, none of my development here is visible at all. It's just an open field with a Red Rocket diner there, the Red Rocket garage. You can't see any of my construction, so they've not planned. It's escaped the game developers. Oh,
Crop's coming in pretty good.
yeah. What's with the gun, dude? You see something I didn't? Yeah, so I get random raiders turn up here, usually from the pack. And they come from over that direction there. Oops, didn't mean to shoot there. Just wanted to show you from around this area, the pack run in and attack occasionally. They
You know what
spawn
I
and
call
run
a
in.
good day? One that ends without an empty stomach.
You're not going to go hungry here. So that's about the only activity that happens here anymore. There used to be regular attacks from, lock myself in, from super mutants from that housing you could see over there, but that's all ended since this since the Brotherhood development. Let's go and have a look at the last tower here. So this one's 4 stories. Those lights, once you put them up, they tend to shine for a little while and they just shut themselves off, and the only way to get them back on again is by disconnecting these wires and reconnecting them. And of course in the daylight there's not much point to that, but I'll just demonstrate. Once you reconnect them, the lights light up again. So again, that one I'd have to reconnect the wire on its other side, but it's all rather unnecessary now. So those they swing from side to side. You get nice search beams in the light, and it looks quite effective. Now in this development of the tower, they've put a little bedroom and a tiny rec area in the bottom, and it leads up past the water fountain here. There's a small administration, little miniature kitchen facility for the staff on duty, and nobody's up here at the minute. There should be a guard on duty. I don't know where he's wandered off to. Somebody should be up here watching this lot. Now way over there was, can't find him. There's a raider hanging around over that area now and again. Not currently visible, otherwise we could take him out at a distance, which is always fun. And there's the Nuka World Kiddie Zone with its fairy tale castle and the lunatics that live over in that area. No spoilers, no spoilers. Let's go and have a look at the rest of the build. Avoid the drop, and let's shut this behind us, shall we? So yeah, that's built up on some raised pillars just to make it a little higher, and I sort of thought I'd fence it in a bit towards the main gate, but I haven't done anything else with that. Got the Brahmin in his own enclosure, stop him eating the rest of the crops.
Seems to be growing well.
Yeah, the corn's doing quite good.
Enjoying my company. You and I make quite an effective team.
There's
Enough of this slog. Just point us to the nearest
Ada
watering hole.
and Kate's around
Would you
somewhere
like me
by
to
the
go
sound
with
of
you?
it. No, you stay there. So I've got these guns minding the door, and they keep abandoning their armor. If I tell them to go and use some power armor, or if the raiders come in, they'll just abandon it just anywhere, which is kind of annoying. So here's the restrooms. So we have gents, and it includes a shower and WC. Okay, and the ladies, and another gents. That leads us out onto this guard post area. Let's just pop and have a look in the bar. In the workshop here I've got some other armour being repairs in there, and this is wired up onto the roof to be cut those shutters down. So this was the Red Rocket garage, and people knocking things off the shelves already. I'm finding it very difficult to have tidy shelves here because I'm having to put individual pieces on one at a time, and as soon as anything touches them, everything comes tumbling down. Ugh, like this. Unbelievable. So I don't know how long I spent stacking all this stuff nicely on these shelves here, and it's just all over the floor. I mean, what the hell, right? There's apparently a mod you can get to stick things to shelves. I'm gonna get that. I've played this game now entirely without modification up till now, but I'm now utterly frustrated with everything coming off the shelves as soon as I turn my back. So it's time to go and get a mod and have that sorted. Nothing through there now. I've just put a wall straight there. So I've got 3 bars. Okay, there's the long bar and the 2 of the short bars in order to give this long counter, and it just about merges with the windowsill. Okay, it just leans enough over the windowsill at the front of the Red Rocket to make that into a viable bar, which I think is quite nice. And it's usually staffed. That's the barmaid. She's just wandered off into the back room there. I don't quite know what she's up to. That extinguisher's been knocked over as well. Everybody's quite uncaring about where anything is stacked, you know. So this is one of the Brotherhood of Steel
Got a dangerous look about you. Hope you ain't here for me.
guards with a nice Gauss rifle. Okay, so flooring this area turned out to be quite difficult. In some places I could put a solid floor down, and there's one of the lights, I suppose they were, sticking out of the floor of the original Red Rocket garage, but this one I couldn't put a solid floor on, but I was able to put this grid over it, so I think that works well enough. I'm not bothered about the grass coming up through the floor. There's no effective weed killers left in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. I've used barn walls and barn ceilings, because that's all that would fit,
good lately.
and it looks quite nice. I think it's not bad. It's about the best they could hope for to build this little bar area. Once it gets dark later, you'll find that this really gets some folks in. So yeah, I've built this little fire pit, which I thought would be cozy to sit around for chatting late in the evening. And we have the old Commiwacker game for entertainment. I might put a jukebox in here again later, but at the moment I'm not doing that. Okay, let's go at the back of Liquors, which is the name of the bar. Just close that door. You can have another look at that and how it fits. See that you can't really follow that curve with the roof, so the walls extend further out, and I've got barn roofing on top of that square building. But I think that works fairly well. Okay, so this is the back entrance to the fort. Managed to miss the stairs. That was not so good. And let's close behind us. Okay, I'll tell you about this a bit later. Let's go and have a look upstairs. So I've done like what you might have thought of an arrow slit on a medieval type of fort, but right here we can shoot out here. Okay, you can use this as a gun slit and just shoot at any incoming raiders. And there's the building that was previously held by super mutants, and then occasionally had various members of the raider community of Nuka World attacking there. But as soon as I built this tower, they all stopped turning up, and I think all my heavy gunning here, the heavy guns and the auto guns, are just keeping them out of the way. Okay, keeping everybody disinterested. So we'll just go up here. I'll go into the look in that store shortly. And here's the roof. There's the roof of the Red Rocket. And you see the walls just protrude over the top, but I have a barn roofing which completely covers underneath that Red Rocket roof anyway. McCready's still hanging out over there, not much doing anything. I thought he might come in and stomp around a bit and make the place look a bit more dynamic. Never mind. So up here I have another command guard post. Okay, missile gun, flag. Now I'm very disappointed. The flag never seems to unfurl and wave around, which would have been a nice feature to have. And they've got a little cubby hole area with a heater. Okay. So up here on the roof, it's all very boring. Watchtower, nice sunbeams. We'll catch up with that shortly as well. So my idea here is that these are anti-aircraft gun emplacements. So they've got a nice solid foundation they're bolted down onto. And I know the guns will tend to point down. But the Brotherhood have vertibirds, and the Enclave used to have some sort of helicopter, possibly also vertibirds. So I don't see why there's not a threat of aerial attack. So they've built these gun emplacements against that sort of aerial attack. Again, there's another tower with watch slits so you can shoot through. And if we pop upstairs, here's another gun emplacement. There's our tower with the bedroom in the ground floor. And everybody's farming. So the farm's all laid out quite nicely, keeping everybody fed here. Let's go see what else. So this circular bunker looking thing, I originally built this with its raised platform for one of those mortar guns, you know, the big guns, and I was going to sight this in here. I thought it would be quite good, and it took me for ages to get this floor raised and fit inside this curved bunker, only to find out that the Nuka World extension has no option at all for the big mortar gun. So that was really disappointing. Having worked so hard to build this, I haven't the heart to tear it down again. I will build one somewhere else, and I'll walk you through that process if you're interested, and you can see how these are built, especially this nonsense with getting the floor halfway up the walls, and how well that fits with a mortar gun when you have the opportunity. So there's another guard post going down here. We're looking there shortly, but right now, check it out. It's the dormitory. It's one of 3. So this might be senior officers, or it's quite roomy. Everyone has their own foot locker. Keep your boots and belts, and the uniforms hang up in the lockers there. So this is quite nicely decorated. Someone like the Nuka girl.
Wait to get out of this goddamn heat.
Okay, Kate's not quite happy about how warm it is. So we can go from here and into the main tower. Okay, so there's a small dormitory here on this floor. Now we'll move through upstairs, where we'll find another. Okay, each of these dormitories has their own seating, radio and television. That adds towards settler happiness, that they've got access to those. This is a server room. The Brotherhood collecting all the technical information they can across the Commonwealth, and so they're storing that here in the server. And if we go up, we have the guard room. Nicely armed, small recreational area, shelving for documentation, and it leads out onto a balcony. So from here you can get a better look at some of those areas. The Red Rocket diner, one of the 2 guard towers there. Okay, let's go round. Now it's not fitting so well here. There's not some sloppy welding there. It's just broken away. But we could step across that gap and continue around. Now the reason I've used the scaffolding posts around this edge is they're cheaper for steel. I think it was 4 compared to 6 steel for the concrete wall version of the steel barriers. So we can go all the way around, and they can obviously use their weapons from this post. Keep an eye on anything coming in, raiders and so on. We do have to close that door in order to pass it, open it and go back in. Let's go upstairs, where you'll find the command center. Okay, so the Brotherhood of Steel commander for this outpost and his senior officers have their meetings in here. Okay, they've got their technical documents. He's in the center, of course, and they have various equipment storage. And they will come up into the administrative area. Okay, so various administrative scribes and clerics will be doing their work in here. Okay, somebody's missing from that desk. And if ever the commanding officer is having visiting guests from other areas of the Brotherhood of Steel, maybe his senior officers, then he will bring them up here. So they've got this little lounge area, lots of nice views of the base as a whole. Okay, that's quite a good view. And they have a small bar here, currently not staffed. There's one of the scribes here, currently on guard duty. So here we are, up on that roof. and you can have a good view of the guard tower here and there. Okay, there's the main building. There's my gun emplacement that I don't have a gun for. The corner tower. Big H here on the roof. This is also expected to be a helicopter landing pad for the those helijet things. And there's the garden and the other tower. I've got firework launchers from here. Signal fireworks, you know, like flares. You can set off from here for calling for help when the of course the telephones and so on are largely inoperable across the Commonwealth. So let's go down. We have to go down through each layer. I don't fancy the fall from the jump. We'll go past the server room. We've got 2 bedrooms to go through. That'll lead us back to the dormitories. So I'll just show you there's another one just up here. Actually, I think we've been in this one. This was one of the other 2. Okay, again, individual staff hanging their weapons on the walls. Slight personal decoration, but in the main, the flag of the States and of the Brotherhood of Steel. Well, it's going to start raining. Lovely. It's just what we needed. Still, grass needs a bit of wet, doesn't it? So there's our final dormitory on the ground floor here, which leads into the adjutant's office. Nobody here right now. Somebody's left half their dinner lying around there. That's going to go off, I imagine. So they've got a few more weapons on the walls. Administrative work undertaken here and stored in the various documents. So where do we go from here? Let's go look in the main building. So we'll cross over the roof of the Red Rocket and lead up into the main building. So there's an administrative desk here, and they've stored some power armor. XO ones, these are? Yep. Nicely displayed. We have somebody on guard duty. A bit quiet. Into another bar and restaurant area. Okay. This one being manned. We have a pool, snooker table when people want to have a game. And everything stayed on the shelves. Whoopee. So that's quite nice. There's lots of crab and colas. Even
If
fresh
you work,
water.
You eat. It's
Yeah,
as simple as that.
it is. It's very simple. If you don't work, you don't eat. How are you gonna buy food if you haven't got the caps, right? So yeah, I'm finding it impossible to actually stock these shelves that are behind the shop counters. I've seen other people have done it, but I can't get anything to stay on them at all, nor on their upper surfaces. They always get knocked down because, as you see, the settlers interact with those
Hi, how are
surfaces. And when they're cleaning them or just leaning there, they'll often push stuff off. So that's why my till's on the separate counter here, because every time I put one on top, it either falls straight through to the floor, which is what happened to that one back there, so I've left it on the floor, and or they get shoved off. So I've just stopped trying to do that. So here's where they have a bit of a dining area going on, and recreation with the pool. So we'll walk past all of this, past the power armor, past the administrative desk, to the power armor storage and maintenance area. So you see they've got the power armor in their frames. This one's in the process of being repainted. Lots of paint here, brushes. This one's going to be assembled and painted, and this one's in the process of being repaired. So all the parts are strewn across the floor here, gears and spanners and blowtorches and whatnot. And we have another security desk, and I'll show you what that's about shortly. Tool chest for repairs of these Brotherhood of Steel T60 armor. Okay. And just behind me there's a maintenance area with various workbenches. Just leads out to a window at the back. Haven't done much else with that right now. So behind these are the Brotherhood of Steel armor and weapons stores. As you know, Brotherhood of Steel insist that their troops pay for their own weaponry, armor and ammunition. So they're on sale here, close to where the staff are going to need them. So they like the big guns. We've got missile launchers, Fat Boy, Fat Man mini nuke launchers and miniguns, and on the wall laser and plasma weapons. End of shift, she's off for a drink. So very quickly want to show you this. I'll just throw this switch here and we now have access to a secret area. It's not that secret, you can see the doors there, it just had no access prior to that. So we're just going to sneak in, and you see it's quite heavily guarded because this is where I'm keeping all of my weaponry. Okay, let's just slide yourself around here. Whoa, dude. Okay, so all of the weapons in here are starred unique items. Let's just show you this flamer, and there's the star I'm talking about. Every single one has a particular ability or purpose. Okay, they're all named weapons and they're all supposedly unique. Okay, so every one of these, I've got the swords in here, I've got machetes, baseball bats, pistols. Okay, there's a power fist and flamers, miniguns, rocket launchers, harpoon guns and cannons are in here. Lasers, rifles, shotguns, sledgehammers. Oh god, every single one a unique and powerful weapon, and they've all been acquired from attacking the various creatures and beasts of the Commonwealth, many of them from raiders. Just watch out for legendaries. Okay, legendary ghouls, legendary raiders, legendary gunners, and then other weapons like Grognak's axe there are the result of undertaking particular missions, and then you fulfill the mission and then you can get that item and use the junk jet, which isn't starred, but it is absolutely a unique item in the game. I'm surprised it isn't starred, in fact, as it ought to be. So there we have it, all of these stored here nicely, and I've left plenty of room for others. We have such ridiculous things as rolling pins, tire irons and walking canes, each of them actually starred as unique ability weapons. Okay, so they're all in here, securely stored away. Oh, by the way, look at this, knives. Okay, tiny little knives, and they will not sit on those shortened boards. They have to have a long weapon board, which is totally ridiculous because they're tiny. That's what I'm forced to work with. Let's just close that up before we leave.
This ain't.
Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, McCready wants to be going, but I've got things to do yet. While it's dark, let's go and have a look at the activity in the Red Rocket Bar. I'm just going to jump the edge, it's not that far down.
If you ain't been up to see Grey Garden, you should go.
Okay, so people are already starting to congregate down here. Let's go in the back door then. I'm not going to shove through between these guys. Bit rude. So the good thing is, if you put plenty of lights in places, people will come. They're all going to hang around outside for some reason. Alright, maybe we'll come back then. Not helpful, guys. Okay. Bear with me, I'm just going back through the back door to one of the other areas that may interest you to see. Now, they were doing some repairs when they were building the upper floors here, and of course they discovered beneath the floor of the old fort, a vault. Wow, pretty stunning. So let's see if I can get my light on. You can have a good look. It was here beneath the floors, so they decided to excavate it. Shouldn't leave my torch on in here. So there's still a lot of soil lying around the floors here, but they've actually found a vault hidden beneath the Red Rocket. So there's actually a medical bay here, so they thought, okay, we'll clean this up and use it. It's not currently staffed right now because it's already night time and the doctor's moved off. And you'll see that we have, I will pop up there in a moment. We go through the security area.
Walk 100 miles.
And they haven't finished excavating. We don't know what's down the rest. Somewhere down there is the rest of the vault beneath all this soil, but they haven't finished excavating yet, so we can't go down there. But they have cleaned up the bar and restaurant. This is all quite nice. That's been staffed late, of course. And if we pop back through the security region, we'll find where the commander has set himself up his own home in what was the overseer's office of the previous vault. Okay, so this is very nice. So he's got his military equipment here, his weapons he's brought with him, his desk, and if we can, we can't see into what was the atrium. It's completely backfilled now. That hasn't been excavated yet. So he's got himself a bit of a gambling addiction, so he's had a slot machine set up
Point, and I'll
in
shoot.
his office out here.
Pretty simple arrangement.
Safe bed, everything lovely. Let's go back out. Wrong way, wrong way. Back through the clinical centre. And back through. And the good thing about these vault doors is they're fully functioning. Which is very nice. Close up the vault. Really nice effect. So, yeah, the Brother to Steel excavating an old vault there. And obviously there's going to be some sort of new tech or old tech that they'll find which will be of use to them. Let's check out this feature on the roof. So more guards. I've just got this power switch up here which will open the door to this facility. Shut my torch off before we go in. So it's all the armour. Okay, there's the Rocket Girl's outfit from Nuka World. There's Grognak's armour. I should actually put his axe up here behind him. I've got that in mind to do. So, and I've labelled them as best as I can. Okay, Ghoul Slayer items, fortifying items, bolstering, chameleon, cunning and black ops items. So, all the different types of armours. And a couple of strange unique items. You will find there's somewhere for them in every one of these figures. So some of my favourites include this marine diving suit, which is kind of ninja-y, a bit scary really, creepy for sure. The assault marine armour, rescue diver, hazard room suit, and the spacesuit costume. The mechanist, the silver cloud, white cloud, dark cloud, I've forgotten it. What's his bloody name? The silver shroud. I was way out. There's a memory for you. I've got his machine gun as well, so I might put that on a rack up there behind him at some point. And the magician's outfit. So, lots of different armour, each on its own dummy. So anytime I want to go and attack ghouls, particularly, I can go and suit up in my Ghoul Slayer outfit. Okay, if I'm going after super mutants, there's super mutant Slayer armor here. Okay, and if you're going into the sea, why not take the assault marine unit outfit? So there's clothing for every occasion already set out here. I'll lock up a bit later Gonna leave that for a moment, and we'll go and have another quick
Access
look
to
in the
grind.
bar,
Hell, I have a ton of them.
and hopefully everybody's in now, having a good time, and that'll be a good place to finish off our tour.
You know what I call a good day?
What?
One that ends without an empty stomach.
Fantastic.
Back hurts. My feet hurt. Everything hurts.
Oh, complain. Hey, try cleaning up this stuff and then have everybody knock it off the shelves again, then you'll have something to moan about. Well, the bar staff are missing. I don't know where she's gone, but that's probably why nobody's getting served right now. So, that's the brother... Somebody's decided to do some cooking, that's one thing. That's my tour of Brotherhood of Steel, Nuka World Complex, the Northern Fort, and I hope you thought that was interesting and a build worth trying out. Thanks for watching.